Hello everyone, Mocha Bear here. Welcome back to Mocha Bear's Hobby Den. Well, it's been a while since I've streamed on here. I do apologize about that. I want to make sure that all my stuff is up to date and showing here. Okay, so there we go. All right, but yeah, I am so tired. Forgive me, forgive my appearance. Um, I am here to build the Kill Team Typhon Tyranid Terrain set. So got the two sprues here. That's all it is just two sprues. Not a lot to do. I was hoping to have had the video up to date of me building the Raveners. However, this week has just been so busy for me. So, but you're not here for all that. You're here to see stuff being built. So let's go ahead and switch over to the overhead cam, shall we? There we go. So you can see I got my snippers, mold line remover, and my hobby knife. Be responsible. You are a minor child. Believe you. I don't remember what the age recommendation is, but if you're not old enough to own a knife, you should not be handling this on your own. You should have an adult with you. But let's see here. So we have the brood nests, which is just one thing, and there's two of them. So let's go ahead and just snip those off. There's nothing requiring to glue them together. So let's go ahead and set this up against my keyboard here. Oh, and before I forget, let me get the music playing for you all. Put my headphones on so I can hear what you all hear. Make sure I ain't no hitchhikers in my headphones. There we go. All right. So, but I hope you all are doing well today. I really do need to move my microphone at some point. Which reminds me, one second. Use my headphones to hold my hair out the way, so if I get too close, my hair is not blocking your all view like it normally does. But yeah, I have been very busy lately with stuff at work. Just been stressing me out. So I've been trying to just find my peace and time to just relax. So that is off. Go ahead and snip the second one. Let's do it this way though, so I can see the spots better. Some hobby related news. If you aren't aware, me and my friend Mystic Naz were to have our very first battle report ever, which was also our first in-person Warhammer 40k game since 8th edition. Actually, no, we didn't even play in 8th edition. We played on Tabletop Simulator during 9th edition. So we got that cleared off. Now, because of the way the terrain looks, if you have any bits sticking off, you can leave them, but I don't want to. So these aren't deep enough to where I need to use the hobby knife. I can just use the mold line remover to just scrape them off. But yeah, so we had our first game. It's a narrative campaign, a hybrid between This one I will need the hobby knife for. A hybrid between combat patrol and crusade. The Pariah Nexus. There we go. And we had our first match, our first game. It was fun. We we had to learn. Even though we've read the rules and stuff, we still had to go back and forth with them over and over during the whole game. And the rules with our armies, especially because it was his new Thousand Suns versus my Necrons. And it took us a few hours to do a 500-point game. But also, that didn't help that we had to stop in the middle to go get stuff a couple of times. That's a tough one right there, so use the hobby knife again. But, yeah, we filmed it. I ended up winning. However, despite us looking up the rules during the game multiple times, I looked up things specifically, and it said yes, but then I went back and looked again. It was like, something don't seem right about that. And about 10 minutes into searching, I found that I did things incorrectly with my Necrons a couple times. And that when I looked up the rules for being on the objective, that I was incorrect again. So I had accidentally cheated Naz out of points when he was actually on the objective because he was touching it. And so because of the things that I was not supposed to be able to do, that despite me looking up, it said I could. And despite it, the initial things I found saying about being outside the objective and touching it with the rim, but not on it, not counting, but then later on seeing it counted, I lost in reality 8 points to 5. So Thousand Suns actually won. However, the recordings, some of them were fine, others were corrupted. And it was too many corrupted to the point where it would be a very incomplete video if I were to try uploading it. So Naz and I have to refilm our first battle report. But that works out because now we know the rules a little better. And it also gives us time to get things worked on. And yesterday, I actually had time to go outside because it was decent enough outside to prime more minis. So I was able to prime the rest of my roster, which I was excited about. And then I even primed my Night Lords, or some of my Night Lords, I should say. Yep, that's an extra bit. That's sprue. But yeah, so I have my Nemesis Claws primed. I have 10 Legionaries primed. No, I don't have Legionaries. I have my 10 Nemesis Claws, my 5 Raptors. Then I have my Chaos Lord and Chaos Lord with Jump Pack primed. So I'm excited to get to work on those at some point. I was debating between my Night Lords. A fun fact, you can use... Yikes. Okay. Interesting. Well, welcome. How are you doing? But yeah, I was also debating on, so it was between my Night Lords, my Emperor's Children, and my Tyranids. I was like, which do I want to prime today? And hopefully I can get these Raveners built during the week and up for you guys for next Sunday as a video. I was debating about trying to film this yesterday, but then I was like, I don't want to sit there and have to edit all of that. But how are you doing, Dead Space? What is with the one there? Alright, so that is the brood nests. Mold lines cleaned up. Well, not the sprues. Oh, no, I missed a bit. I missed a bit. Thought I cleared hair. Okay, I believe that's all of them. But that's the brood nests done. Alright, next up are the spore chimneys. So there's 2 of those, of course. So that is D1 and D2. Which I believe could be 1 and 2. Okay. Oh, my snippers are holding the book now. Like, where'd my snippers go? Yep. I'm gonna put that there. And today I've got a D&D game running session 1 of a mini campaign I'm going to be running for my online group. I've been with this group for 2 years. Or 4 years, roughly. A little over 4 years, actually. I'm saying 2 years. We've played 2 campaigns together. And those took about 2 years each. We just finished our most recent campaign. Last week we had a session 0. I told them that I would run a mini campaign so the DM can actually be a player in our group. Give her a chance to chill and actually play while she gets the new campaign that she wants to run ready. And I think for that, I might be breaking out my Chaotic Bard finally. Because I miss playing as him. I miss that energy. Plus, it really helps. It's an outlet for my ADHD with random movie quotes and song lyrics. That's one. I will glue that together before I snip the other one off. Yeah, I got that. Thankfully, I've got I got about 3 hours and 40 minutes. So I definitely should be able to get this done, no problem. I hadn't looked at the booklet before I set up the stream last night. So, yeah, we should be able to get this done, no problem. If anything, I might be able to get this done. Well, I should be able to get this done before 11:30. It's not even 10:30 yet. Okay, you know what? For that, I will use the hobby knife down here. Has anyone ever been tempted? How you doing? Oh, I'm building the Nid's Terrain at least. I was if I were to build, yeah, I'm gonna try to build the Ravners this week on camera, so I can upload that next Sunday. But yeah, I've been so busy with things at work, and then on top of that, my gaming channel. It's a little difficult at times to film things, and then on top of that, I have another video that I have to work on for here, and I have to try to get that out soon. Hopefully in the next 2 weeks, for an upcoming Kickstarter project. I've been given an interview talking about it, told when it's coming out, and shown what's going to be in the project. So I'm going to do a video about it, doing an early promo. And I want to get that done soon, so that way I can send it to the creator and be like, hey, here's the video, what do you think? Anything you want me to change or correct? Anything I said that was incorrect? So, trying to figure out when I can get that done. The one thing that sucks about giving myself deadlines, and it's me giving myself deadlines for a lot of the stuff, like with the Tyranid stuff. The problem is trying to keep it relevant. Terrible terrain because it would not hold glue or paint properly. Contact would make your models bounce. Smooth that out a bit more. There we go. But yeah, like I was saying earlier about the battle report, Naz and I have to refilm, and we don't know when we'll be able to, unfortunately. So I think we'll be having it here at my place, so that'll make things easier on me, and hope I shouldn't forget things, because when we went, I forgot to take 6 models. 5 of them were needed for that, but luckily I had another 5 that I could proxy for it easily because they're the same base size and height. I would use warhammer, but it has not been used once because despite being a toy, it is only used as RPG monsters. Yeah. That's something I've looked at doing, actually, is using some warhammer models for D&D. Like I have the zombies from the Soulblight Gravelords. I've thought about using them before. I've also thought about using the Demon Prince of Nurgle, the old resin one, for something. I might actually do that at some point. Just because there are a bunch of things from Warhammer Age of Sigmar that would fit perfectly for D&D. Only issue is scaling. If you're trying to have like a normal size thing, some of them for Age of Sigmar are a little bigger than D&D. Yeah. People use Warhammer models for D&D before bones even existed, for sure. I see you. Okay, there they are. I had to rotate it in the light for it to catch them. Yeah, I also need to finish painting those two D&D models I did a live stream for I think it was no, was it last year? No, it was this year. Sheesh, yeah, time's getting away from me. I think it was this year. Maybe it was last year. God, I can't remember. But I did a live stream painting of Dragonborn and a Tiefling. And I need to get those done for my roommate. And might as well go ahead and say it now. This is going to be my last year here in the house. I think all of us, we are all going to be moving out. I am going to have to... My parents have been trying to convince me for like 2 years now to move in with them. So that way I can save up properly and get a place of my own again. Because I used to have my own apartment and I was about to have my own townhouse. But and my sister was moving back into town, so we decided I can save myself more money if I move in with her. And long story short, I did not save as much money as I was hoping due to a roommate of ours falling behind on their part of rent, and then the dog getting sick multiple times. So parents like, come, we have the room here, you can stay here as long as you need. It's like, fine. So what's the crack? Sorry, yeah, it was all custom or third party Tyranid Terrain. Yeah, I'm wanting more terrain pieces. For faction-based terrain would be nice, but I know there's a bunch of free 3D print models out there. But hello Castellan, how are you? But yeah, so next year, I think it's March or April, I will be in a new location. Hopefully able to actually save up money, and at the same time possibly hopefully have a new job by then, because right now my plan was for my current job to get things established, because I'm pretty much the shop steward at my location. So I'm the go-to between the employees and the union president, our chapter president. And I was hoping to get that all established first before I look at leaving to get a new job, so that way I could leave everybody there secured and not have to worry about anything, make sure they're taken care of, and get someone to take over as shop steward when I leave. But the way things have been going at work lately, I might be looking at getting out of there sooner than that, which would suck. So I'm hoping to get my shop steward training finished. I'm late on stream. That was wrong. Yeah, but no, it's no problem. To be fair, everyone was late, including myself. I started late. I forgot that I didn't reduce the countdown timer to 5 minutes. So when I started the countdown, it was like 11 minutes. Oh, I forgot. I still need to fix that. So stream technically started late. My friend's not life that is others attempts it. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good lead. I appreciate it. Yeah, I had this conversation with my buddy Naz a few weeks ago, talking about it. And I was like, this is my 3rd job ever. So I'm gonna be telling you, I'm 34. 34 years old. And I've only ever had 3 jobs. My first job I had at 18. Because all the jobs I applied for when I was 16 and 17, they weren't hiring me. I was even applying for physical labor jobs, and they weren't hiring me. My first job ever was as a server at Pizza Hut. And then my second job was working at the Stop of Games. I despised that company, so I refused to ever call it by its proper name, but the Stop of Games. And I was working both of those jobs at the same time for a while, until I left Pizza Hut and went full-time at Stop of Games. And then I got my security job and was working both jobs, and then COVID hit and I stopped working at Stop of Games. At least 3 years deeper than you. What do you mean? Sound like you talking about because of my voice? Yeah, I'm 34. This year I turned 34. But yeah, and I've been working the security job for over 8.5 years now. December 1st will be my 9-year anniversary. And at Pizza Hut, I was training to be a shift manager. And on the day where I would have had the final training session, I actually had to be at the airport to go on vacation with the family. So I come back from vacation, and I'm like, hey, where's so-and-so, the manager? Oh, he got fired, and the cook quit. So did one other server, because on this day, they got robbed. It's like, oh, the day I was supposed to be here, but was at the airport for vacation, they got robbed. Fun. So the general manager came in, or the region manager came in and was like, hey, so, yeah, you have to start over the training. I was like, no, I'm not going to start that over. But I still trained all the new servers and everything came in after me. So I had a somewhat leadership position there. High-pitched cartoon jargon compared to you. I don't know the Chinese zodiac. So possibly I was early April. Yeah, I'm an Aries. But yeah, so I was like, nope, I'm not gonna do all that again. And then shortly after, I ended up quitting anyway. And then at Stop of Games, I ended up getting promoted to a key holder, which is the lowest form of supervisor / manager you can be. But I was in management position for a couple years, trained people, helped out the store manager. I spoke up a few times about wanting to be promoted to the assistant store manager or assistant store leader, and every time I was told, yeah, it's yeah, no problem. Just once we get through this season, I'll be able to do that with you. And it never happened. Then one of my coworkers, who was in the same position as me, he got promoted instead, because the store manager was playing favorites. He didn't like me because I didn't take his bull, and yeah, I didn't kiss his ass. You're an Aries as well. Nice. There's a monthly, Chinese is annually. Nice, but left a decent squad of workers in my moving. It's nice. Okay, still. Then. Yeah, so I got pissed. But I I went through so many store managers there that I had several. When they were leaving, they would be like, hey, I'm gonna be moving to this store, to such and such store in a couple months. I want you to come with me. And I was like, okay, well, the problem is that store is over an hour away from where I live, and this job is really only for gas money because I have a full-time job, and I'm not feeling up for driving that. Plus, the location we're at, we were always closed on holiday, on like big holidays, that the store was closed because we were inside a mall. And we had a little more freedoms in that location because we were in a mall versus standalone stores. So I was like, thank you, but no thank you. And I had like 3 managers who were leaving that wanted to take me with them. And it's like, part of me is like, I wish I had, but then at the same time, it's like, if I had, I'd still be, well, I don't know if I still would be, but I'd be with that horrible company. But then when COVID hit, I was really glad I wasn't with them, because I was told by several store and assistant store leaders, not only in my region, but in other regions, that when COVID hit, people were talking about like, hey, I don't want to come in, because the company itself, first of all, was fighting and arguing with the government, saying that they are essential business, because only essential businesses were supposed to be open. They were saying they're essential business because they sell food, drinks, and computer supplies like keyboards, mouse, microphones, webcams. I'm like, I'm sorry, food and drink? In our region, I'd only ever seen one store sell food and drink. The food was candy, and not even like big name candy. It's like that random candy you find in like a dollar store in the international market, or the international aisle. And drinks was maybe 12 cans of an energy drink, not even a big name brand. If you want to try to say you're essential business selling food and drink. And then they also wanted to say, like I said, webcams, keyboard, mouse. Our store, like most stores, maybe had 5 keyboards total in store, and webcams, never saw those in store. Now on the website we sold those, and you could have those shipped, but you can have those shipped to your address. But the company wanted to argue we're essential business because of that. And then when employees were saying that they didn't want to come in because they were worried about taking COVID home to their family, especially those of us that had high risk family, corporate told the store managers and assistant store managers to tell their employees, okay, you don't have to come in, but you might as well just go ahead and start looking for a new job. So when I heard that, I was like, oh, fuck no. Screw this company. I refuse to ever do business with that company again, Stoppa Games. And I refuse to give them any money. I refuse to even go inside. Tried to change a lot. His history was he was mid-level, but bullied a lot of smaller people who came up against me. Stretch for the term. Yeah, especially when you can order it from the website and have it delivered. You don't need to go in to get that. Yeah. Oh no, you're right. All offense meant towards them. And talking about manager, the last manager that I dealt with there, I was working once a month before the newest manager that I'd met came in, and I was on the book as call when needed, and at that time I was still a key holder. So I'd been a key holder for I think 3 years at that point. And I come in one day, and one of the cool perks was we could rent games. Like, we come in and say, hey, we got enough copies of this one game, I want to rent it. So literally you just signed it out and took it home. You could play it for a week, and then you had to bring it back. So I went in one day and I was like, hey, I wanted to rent this such and such game. And he looks at me, doesn't know who I am, but another person who was there that I had personally trained knew me. And so I'm talking to him. And as I say that, not even looking at the manager, he goes, we don't do that here, sir. And my coworker looks at him and goes, no, this is such and such. He works here. He's actually a key holder. And he goes, oh, really? I was like, yeah. How come I've never seen you before? Because I've never been called in. I'm in the books for every 2 weeks. So actually I worked twice a month. So I'm only available every 2 Sundays. But I'm also like, if you need me, call me. But I can only work Sundays. And usually if I worked a Sunday, I was there from open to close. Well, he's like, oh, okay. And then I come back in, I think like it was 4 days later to return the game because I'd already beaten it. And I was like, hey, here's the game. Same 2 people were in there. And I go, oh, are those the new Call of Duty hats? The manager, he goes, oh, my coworker goes, yeah, they are. And I was like, oh, can I get mine now? And the manager, not even looking at him or talking to him, his back is turned to us. He's putting stuff away in a drawer. He turns around with the smuggest look on his face and goes, employees only. And my coworker and I look at each other and then back at him, and he goes, dude, he works here. He's a key holder. And he goes, oh, okay. And then come to find out, he was talking about my back. He's like, why am I paying this guy to only come in and do training? And the coworker had a big fallout with that guy, but at that time, at least he was decent at the time. He was like, because you don't schedule him. And he had a big attitude issue. He tried to get smug with one of my buddies, who's a Marine, and tried to get smug with him and yell at his kid when his kid wasn't doing anything. He set him straight. But yeah, and I worked with him once. I did work a shift with him once, and he tried to bully me. Now, mind you, I'm 6'2", and at that point in time, I was probably around 315 pounds. He was maybe 5'6", at most 5'6". So he was trying to bully me, and I just looked him in his eyes, and I go, that's not how it's done. I've been here long enough. I know what to do and what not to do. Don't talk to me like that. He never spoke to me again. And then apparently like a couple months later, he ended up transferring anyway. But doesn't realize there are call-ins. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't miss that company. But yeah, this current job was the first job where I had no intentions of becoming a leadership role or anything. And like I said, been with the company for over 8.5 years now. well, this union thing happened. No, the person who was acting as our shop steward wasn't getting anywhere with people. She wasn't doing what she needed to do. She was being lazy about it. And so I reached out and called, and within, I want to say 45 seconds of me calling, I got miles worth of answers, versus where anytime she tried calling somebody but not the person she needed to call, she would get nowhere. So I got volunteered to be the shop steward because I was the only person who was getting answers, because I was the only one who was willing to do what needed to be done to get them. So I was pissed because I didn't want to be in a leadership position here at the company, even though it's not in the company itself. I was like, I just want a job where I just want someone tell me what I need to do, and I'll do it. I'll get it done. But so I was telling, rounding about to what I was saying, like over 10 minutes ago, I was telling my buddy Miss Ignaz about all that, and I was like, why does this keep happening to me? Why do I end up in leadership positions? He goes, dude, you're a natural leader. I was like, what do you mean I'm a natural leader? And then I was thinking, I was like, oh shit, I am a natural leader. Damn. Because when I'm in a leadership position, I make sure my people are taken care of. I try to take care of my people, and pretty much I become a manager or a leader that I want to follow. So he was like, yeah, you're a natural leader. I was like, shit. Why do I understand I'm good at being a leader, but at the same time, I don't like it. Just tell me what I need to do. I'll get it done. I'll make sure my tasks get done. But that is what it is. What is it? What's the saying? God, what is the saying? Shit. Yeah, true. What is it? I'm drawing a blank. Oh my god. I'm a bad, horrible nerd. What's the fucking saying Uncle Ben said to Spider-Man? Or to Peter Parker? To have more bravery or dedication to stand for. Yeah. Also helps that I have ADHD and OCD. Was it have power thrust upon you? Shit, what is the saying? I feel I can hear all the nerds in the universe yelling and cussing me out because I can't remember. I know the saying too. I've said it so many times. Yeah, I'm the kind of person, I don't take shit from people. Like, you'll know when I don't approve of what's being done or said. And I just don't see how it's so hard for people to be decent leaders. Because a leader does what it says in the name, lead. And where's the lead? The front. So you're referring to, it's the Spider-Man saying what Uncle Ben says to Peter about power being thrust upon you or something like that. I'm so bad. I can't believe that. I can't remember the saying. Have power or greatness thrust upon you. I can't remember it. Damn it. And the funny thing is, I just said it last week. we are almost done with the spore chimneys. With great power comes great responsibility. There we go. Yeah. I have all this power in my charisma, so apparently the responsibilities are coming with it. And then the other saying was some people have greatness thrust upon them. It's like, I don't want it. Okay. You know what? Let's do it with this one. Yeah. Every time, joke being he dies right after he's, yeah. Uncle Ben and the Waynes have died so many times. I saw a video yesterday. It was like, who was the best Spider-Man? And everybody, like all the people in the video were saying Tobey Maguire. And then even Andrew Garfield up on stage at a panel for Spider-Man was saying Tobey Maguire. But I was asked that recently, and I surprised the people with my answer. They were asking who was the best Spider-Man, and I said, oh, the best Spider-Man? Andrew Garfield. The best Peter Parker? I would have to say Tobey Maguire. The best crossover, the best combo would have to be Tom Holland. Oh. It depends. If I'm the one with the powers, I would witness. But if I'm not having any powers and I'm just witnessing it, and it's a painless murder, I'm out. All right. So now these get glued together. As that. Gotcha. Coo, 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 coo. Coo, 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 coo. Bully Maguire for the win. Okay, Bully Maguire was horrendous. Was the epitome of a meme. Oh, did you? Well, hello, John Styles. Welcome. And you built and painted. Oh, lucky. I would love to paint these. I might, if the weather is nice enough today, I will actually probably try to prime these at least. Let's see here. We got you. Trying to find the spot that these would sit on here at. Yeah. We're trying all... There we go. Found it. So you're able to actually sit them on there. Now, of course, you don't glue it. But you're able to sit it in there. Now, if you want to glue it, I guess you could. But... You know what this reminds me of? The artifacts from Dead Space. Legit what that reminds me of. It reminds me of the artifact from Dead Space. But yeah, that's what you're supposed to be able to do with that. So, cool. That's done. Next part. I was cringe. I felt it was indicative of self-confidence. Yeah, oh, it was definitely self-confidence, but it was so funny. Capillary towers. But yeah, so John, what color did you paint yours? Like, what high fleet are you running? If you're running one. Nerdy kid grabs a womanizing bait and just lives how he likes. Practitioners wish they could live. It was the cringe part, however, you cannot deny it, was the dancing scene outside the store after he bought the black dress suit. You have to admit that was absolute cringe. D4, D5. I believe that's these. Yep, here we go. I need to do this one. I didn't see it. Oh. I knew I should have got up 10 minutes earlier. Stomach is starting to growl at me. I didn't eat. I mean, to be fair, I'm usually maybe waking up a half hour ago. I'm usually still in bed on a normal day. But I was also actually in bed around midnight last night, which is early for me. Oh, you cooperate here. There you go. We'll just move this aside. Everyone's backing up because ignorance. Painted them up green to match some 3D printed Tyranid Terrain. Purple. Nice! Play Splinter Fleet Chimera. Ooh, nice! Yeah, I have my own custom high fleet. Well, this is up now, so the playlist is now made public. My high fleet is called High Fleet Vesuvius. They are black and gray with yellow and orange glowing interiors and vents. So they are like the salamanders from a volcanic planet. And the way they feed, they invade a planet and then they send burrowers into the planet's core, and they consume the planet from the core, and thus causing volcanic eruptions. Fleas consume genetic information, so they are better than regular Indians. Consumed by high fleets. Ooh, that's pretty cool. I like that. Gotta keep an eye on the music. Splinter Fleet, Gene Stealer, the Lictor likes. They all live like the Chan Devil. Nice! I need to get some lictors. I want to get the lictors. I want to get the Death Leaper. I would like to get the Neuro Lictor. There's quite a few things I need to get. I need to get one more Trigon, because I have a Trigon and a Moloch built. I want to get another one. So even though it went to Legends and now it's back due to the subterranean detachment that we just got, the Trigon Prime is back. I still would like to build the actual Trigon Prime, because I did not magnetize them. There was no way I was going to be able to do that. I'm getting better at magnetizing, but I was not good enough at that time. Mine have pelt chitin, claws, and ooh, swampanids, nice. I was actually thinking about doing swampanids when I started mine, but then I was like, nah, because my Death Guard are gonna be all swampy, and my Necrons, even though they're foresty, their bases are ash. So when I was doing the Tyranids and I was painting them, I was like, ooh, maybe the Tyranids are from a world with ash because a High Fleet landed there. And then I was like, that's when I came up with my High Fleet. So my Tyranids and Necron Tyranid High Fleet and Necron Dynasty are tied together lore wise. Oh, dude, that was cute, so I kind of want to buy one for no. Because you can paint half of them and it still works. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I still have so many. I still have quite a few I need to build. I have one copy of the Leviathan box set. And then I have 2 of the 8th edition Start Collecting box sets. Then I have the Boarding Patrol box set. And then I have one big box set that actually has the new big model that we got. I can't remember what it's called now. Why am I drawing a blank today on so many things that I know? That is so bad. That is so bad. I'm just having massive brain farts today. It's not cool, man. Roger's nice. I need to get Road Traders. I'm waiting until I get paid and I'm gonna get it because it's I think it's what, half off? Me and some of the guys we're gonna be hopping on to Space Marine 2 at some point because one of them, he just got it finally. Because we've been playing Dark Tide relatively more recently. But when we're not playing Starship Troopers. Oof, almost. Damn, I'm old. I almost pinched a nerve in my neck just rotating my head a slight 20 degrees. The Raven Guard DLC, nice. The Raven Guard, that is my first Space Marine chapter. The Raven Guard. I have Raven Guard and Salamanders. And I'm looking at getting the Space Wolves and Blood Angels codexes soon. So I can look through those because I am at some point going to be starting both of those. And because of my ADHD and OCD, so currently I have 3 Chaos factions. I have Death Guard, Night Lords, and Emperor's Children. And then I have...
You can sell this.
I can sell your face. Alpha Legion. Oh. Yeah, so, like I said, I have Death Guard, Night Lords, and Emperor's Children. If I get a 4th Space Marine chapter, which will be the Raven, or the Blood Angels and Space Wolves, then I'm gonna want to get a 4th Chaos faction. And I was actually looking at Alpha Legion. And then, on top of that, I have Necrons and Tyranids. Already, I was like, okay, I need to get a 3rd. I was planning on debating between Space Wolves and Blood Angels, and so I was like, okay, I need to get a 3rd Xenos army, so I'll get Gene Stealers. The Gene Stealer cult. But if I get Space Wolves and Blood Angels, then I'll need to get a 4th Xenos army. Which is a pain in the butt. And wallet. But that's not going to be for later. Thankfully, I've gotten better control over myself lately. Yeah. Which is another thing. I need to get the intercessors with jump packs and the captain with jump packs still. I don't have those, and I want those for my Raven Guard. And I am so excited and curious to see what our character model is going to be for the Raven Guard. Okay. Glue. A clue. Damn, now I want to watch the Scooby-Doo movies, the 2 live action. Jump troops. Bastion jump pack duders were cheaper and better looking. Yeah, that's what a lot of people were saying, especially for the Blood Angels. I can't remember what they're called. The ones in the gold armor that had wings. They got rid of the wings on them. I was like, what? That's 1. We have another 2 to do. I wonder if I'll be able to get this done before noon. And please feel free to let me know if the music is too loud. Because to me, the music can be loud, but not for you all. And it could be soft for me, but... well, whatever. It can be soft for me and loud for you, or loud for me and soft for you. So, please let me know if the music gets too loud. Land Raider, Redeemer, and Ball Pred spam. So, I still don't have any tanks. Actually, I finally have my first tank ever for 40k, and that is the, it's not even a tank, but it's a tank. The, son of a, it's just one of those days. The, Plague Burst Crawler. I got that from the Poxrot Vector box set. And I need to get the Death Guard Combat Patrol so I can get my Chaos Rhino and my Death Shroud Terminators finally. But, yeah, it's just a lot that I am behind on. We ain't having the Limu Emu here. You get out of here. Coming up in between songs. Wrong with you? You can barely hear it. Okay. I scarcely hear it. So let me turn up a little bit. I like how this is Celtic fantasy music and dark ambient medieval, but we've got Christmas music playing. There we go. But yeah, I need to get some tanks. I have a repulsor in this big Space Marine box set that I have from 9th edition. And it has a Vector Warsuit in it. It's got the Captain and Phobos armor, so that's that box is dedicated for my Raven Guard. I have an itch on my face, and I, wielding this hobby knife, almost reached up with my right hand to scratch my face. Wow. Let's put the cap back on this. I don't want to spill that. 20. Turn them into a nomad cultist village. Yeah. But yeah, the Plague Burst Crawler is the hold on. Because I got the little smaller ones. I got the little 3-track ones, but then I have the actual Death Guard tank. And why am I noticed the Plague Burst Crawler is the tank itself. What is the name of the smaller ones? The ones that have the eyes and the mouth. Is that the Plague Burst Crawler? God, you know what? I have to look it up now. I have to do it. Because the sad thing is I know these. I talk about these all the time. But when I'm on camera, gone. Okay, so let's see here. The Mephitic Blight Haulers is the smaller ones. There we go. Blight Haulers, yes. Blight Haulers are the smaller ones. I have 2 of those. Because I got one from the Pox Rock Vector box set. And then I have one that I actually bought during 9th edition. But I finally put it together last year. I'll tell you what. These last 6 months, I have been putting so much stuff together that it's ridiculous. I mean, glad it's finally being done, but it's just so... I don't have room for all of them to be put on my shelf. So I'm having to pick and choose what I build, and it's like, oh, I want to build these, but I don't have room on their shelf. So I have to build something for one of the other shelves. Because right now I just have 2 bookshelves filled. Now, I do have my Soulblight Gravelords, my Night Haunt. I have my Night Haunt taking up one shelf. That if I were to take them off, I would have room for one of my factions to continue to build on. Tent tank, it looks more like a bunker tank now. Ah, yeah. If it could feasibly live in one of those. Seen one in person. in the blight haulers or the plague burst crawler. Because the blight hauler, you'll get one space marine in there, even though it's a demon engine, so technically it is alive. But I'm gonna presume you're talking about the plague burst crawler. If anything could fit in it, if you want to talk about space marine size, could probably fit 10 in there, crammed. But if you want to talk about like regular sized people like guardsmen or poxwalkers, you could probably fit like 20. The plague burst crawler, yeah, probably 20 if you're talking about like smaller people. But it is not a transport, sadly. Ah.
Red Bull Zero.
No. We're not being sponsored by Red Bull. Go away. We're not sponsored at all. Possibly be a suit and that's it. Yeah. Space Marines live without their armor. That adds their own size on top. Yeah. Because a Space Marine out of their armor is what, 7? Well, depending. I would say the average is what, 7 feet. So I believe in their power armor they're 8 feet on average. And I say on average because, you know, we got that one Space Shark guy in Terminator armor, and out of his Terminator armor he's over 8 feet tall, and in his armor he's like 10 feet tall, I think they said. Could be a house. Yeah, could be a small hermit house, a hobbit hole with guns. So yeah. My phone just lit up. I have a notification of some sort. What is it? Ooh, free chicken sandwich with $5+ purchase. I haven't been to Burger King in so long. I've been going to Wendy's a lot lately because of that $5 meal deal thing. Them and McDonald's, but get my $5 junior bacon cheeseburger meal, and then there's been coupons that are good, like multiple uses. I'll get like I spend $1 for another junior bacon cheeseburger or a chicken sandwich. There was one where you got a free junior bacon cheeseburger with the purchase, free nuggets, free fries. So I've gained some weight. Again, I've gained weight back. I need to cut back and lose it again, especially before Otakon, which is next month. Primark Nora, that's some stories do as well. So I guess they are up to best opposed to Cartsman, yeah. That was a army I was actually looking at getting, was Guardsman. I was looking at doing Astra Militarum. Who knows? Maybe one day I will. One day. Someday. Someday, not today. Well, in retrospect, someday might be today. Smee, get out. Yeah. My girlfriend's sister hated that movie. Yeah, I've seen that they stay viable. That was one of the big interests of mine, was for that. I've been thinking about doing some battle reports of my own, for on camera to put on here at some point. I was like, that'd be silly. But then I saw someone did one. It was they did a narrative battle report, and so like they didn't show all the movement or all the dice rolls, but they showed the models on the table, and they told a narrative with it, and the cinematography on it was actually pretty well done. I was like, see, that's something I'd like to do. But it's like, I don't know if anyone else would like to see that, where I just do a battle report against myself. But I think it'd be a good way to test out the armies and for people to see how it's done. So that might be something I'd do.
Performing on the biggest stage in the world.
The biggest stage on the world? Life? All right. So these are done. That is the capillary towers. Next up, the gestation sack. Because there's two of them. My finger! My finger! Let go! That is this. Gestation sacks. Do. Why does this kind of remind me of Code Lyoko? Now it doesn't. But that little bit that was right before this reminded me of Code Lyoko. I remember coming home from school and all excited to watch Code Lyoko. Such a good show. Was this one person who did RPG bat raps for like road for YouTube? Ah. See, yeah, that was the thing. This part also kind of reminded me of Final Fantasy. But again, yeah, this is listed as epic music, no copyright, Celtic fantasy music, dark ambient medieval. Like, okay. Yeah, this is one of the tracks that I play when I do my streams. Just because I figure it's nice to have some ambient music going when I'm talking and not talking, especially when I'm not talking, so that people who need an audible stimulus still get that. Because I've had people that'll have me on in the background and listening to me and or just the music, just to give me a view while they lurk and just do something around the house, or they do some homework or some paperwork, whatever, or they're just there chilling and relaxing. Some people even be playing games and they'll just have me on, which is cool. Hey, it's a view. I will take it. Which reminds me, this month, I believe it might be next week, if not the week after, it's going to be, this is Crystal Chronicles music. It's the Mushroom Forest, hands down. Let me look at my calendar. So yeah, no, this Thursday is actually going to be my 3-year anniversary here on YouTube on this channel. So, with that being said, I might actually need to live stream again next Sunday. I was like, oh, I'll try to film the Raveners this throughout the week and get those built so that way I can upload that for Sunday. No, Mocha. You might just need to save that and do that on stream again. Oh boy. The only thing that sucks about me doing live streams on Sunday mornings is I have to be up early for me. Because like I said, I'm normally waking up between 10:30 at the earliest. Typically, I'll wake up around 11 o'clock during the week because I work 2 to 10 and I don't get home till 11 o'clock at night. So I typically am up till like 2 in the morning, sleep till 10:30, 11 o'clock, and I get up. I woke up at 9:20 this morning. But it's a good excuse for me to get up out of bed, for me to wake up. Because I should be getting up between 9 and 9:30. But I'm up late usually because I'm streaming, or not streaming. Well, sometimes I'm streaming, but typically I'm recording for my gaming channel. So that I'm getting home around 11 o'clock at night. I film for typically an hour, so I'm not getting done with that till about midnight. And if I have to upload it, edit and upload it for the next morning, I'm usually there at here at my computer till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And I always try to get 8 hours of sleep. I always end up getting like maybe 4.5. For 9 years. Wow. Do you stream here on YouTube, on Twitch? What do you stream? Okay, music. You trying to get all epic on me now, huh? You trying to inspire me? You think you are trying to inspire me? We don't do that here. We don't inspire. We enrage. Okay, it's inspire. We inspire. That is point of this channel. To inspire people to get into hobbies. To have fun. Everywhere. Oh, okay. What do you normally stream? What content do you stream?
Brought to you by Rogue.
Goodbye, Rogue. Not from X-Men or Sonic. I'm sorry, her name's Rouge. My apologies. Remember the first time I saw her name, I thought it was Rogue. I was like, who's Rogue? I pissed off the person I said that to. Like, it's Rouge. It's like, oh. I'm not big into Sonic, despite watching Sonic as a kid. Jaleel White was the voice of Sonic on TV. People deleted my channel for their own inhumane groom. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I will make sure to give you a follow. In fact, art, game design, and brainstorming or philosophy. Nice! Yeah, I'll make sure the end of stream, when I turn this all off, and I'm able to actually get into it, I'll give you a follow. And I will definitely give you a follow. Yeah, I don't... For this channel, I only stream here. For my gaming channel, I stream on YouTube and Twitch. To watch. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I can still give you a follow. At the very least. Yeah. this epic music playing. Alright. Wunderbar. Reading people's misconceptions. Working on the Chosen of Slanesh box set. Ooh! Nice, the Chosen of Slanesh box set. That's Age of Sigmar, right? Oi, we just dry fitted this. Stop it. That's perfectly fine. I mean, if you look at my channel here, just here alone, you can see I've got so much D&D and Warhammer stuff going all over the place, and then some random board games at times, dice videos. All factions been collecting since 3.5 edition. Only got started in fantasy when Age of Sigmar was released. Okay, nice. Yeah, I did not get into Warhammer until 8th edition, and that's when I got the No Fear box set and one of the other starter box sets. And then so I've been into Warhammer since then. And then my buddy Naz and I, we got into Age of Sigmar. So he and his wife got into Chosen of Slanesh box set was Emperor's Children release. Oh, the Champions of Slanesh. Okay, the Champions of Slanesh box set. Yeah, no, that I actually got that all built quick, surprisingly. All my Emperor's Children models are built. Some of them are assembled because it's easier to paint them that way, especially Fulgrim. That's one done. Next one. Oh, you're good. You're good. Hey, we've been here for over an hour and a half, and a lot of that I've been mispronouncing things and confusing myself on things. But yeah, my friend Naz and his wife went to their local Warhammer store years ago, like during 8th edition, and they did one of the classes where they built and did the minimum painting for a model, a Space Marine. And they told me about it, like, yo, if you got into this, we'd be down to join you. Like, sure. I have ADHD. I went all in. And that was like shortly after 8th edition started. So, but then Naz and I, we were at a gaming store, and we were looking at the Age of Sigmar stuff, and we'd been contemplating it. So we went half in, like we split the cost, and we went in on the Age of Sigmar starter box set. Came with Stormcast Eternals and the Night Haunt. And so that was the big box. And he, like, we actually had a couple games of that. We actually played a couple games in person with that. And then he kind of fell out of it. He's been wanting to get into it, but he kind of fell out. Me, however, I'm slowly out of it now, but I went in hard. I got so much Night Haunt, and then Stormcast Eternals came with most of that stuff because I got the boxes. But I have good lineup of Stormcast Eternals. Then when 2nd edition came out, I got that box set, so I have some Orcs, more Stormcast Eternals. But then I also have Soulblight Gravelords, the vampires. Saving it for conversion. I'm only building like one Slanesh kill squad. Purist. But I have a box of Votann in storage. I never built it I remember when the Votann were coming out, I was initially actually going to get their box set. I was actually going to pre-order it, but I was like, you know what? No. Let me not, just because I don't need it. I already have my Death Guard, my Night Lords, I have my Necrons and my Tyranids, I have my Raven Guard and my Salamanders. I don't need to get a third Xenos army. Look at me now. Stormcasts are the real winners. I had to they're fun. I haven't played them yet. My buddy Naz, he played them, and I played the Night Haunt. And I heard a lot of people, I haven't touched 3rd edition Age of Sigmar. And a lot of people were saying that they love the Spearhead style for it. And some people were saying that they'd like to see that for 40k. So I'm curious about that. I need to look into it. Just bought dwarves from Reaper Bones Miniatures for Warhammer. Need to get the phone. Nice. Yeah, I heard the rumor that we're supposed to be getting a new army for 40k in 11th edition. And rumor is that it might be dark dwarves or evil dwarves, evil space dwarves. So the evil version of the Votann. It's like, that's cool, but I'd like to see something unique. Caradron Overlords and Votann for roleplay. Nice. Oh, I dropped it into the thing. It's okay. It's still dry fit fine. Get out of there. There you go. Alright. So we add the more glue. Everybody's working for the weekend. Except for that guy. He doesn't like the weekend. I couldn't even tell you a single song by the weekend. Nothing against him, personally, at least not at the moment. So I don't know about him. I don't know much about him. I want to see Jackal Chaos Votann. Ooh. Huh. Speaking of Jackal, my buddy Naz, so this year has been his year for 40k, technically, because earlier this year, he and I went out and he got himself the patrol box set for the Custodes, because he's been wanting to do the Custodes for a while. So he got that, got some of them built. We had a build day, and then when the Thousand Suns the Warp Flame box set came out, I surprised them with it. I pre-ordered and got it for them. They didn't have the codexes in stock because I wasn't able to afford the codex at the time I paid for the pre-order, but they had the cards, so I got them the data cards. So I drove over an hour to the store to get it, drove about 2 hours to get to their house, showed him, then I drove us another hour to their local Warhammer store. They had the codex, so he got the codex. Then we went back to his house and we built his box set. So most of his stuff was built, and he got the rest of it built the other day. And then he found that he still had to start collecting box set from 8th edition for Thousand Suns. So I was happy to hear that. D8 and D9. We're moving on to the Shard Spewer Growth. So, but yeah, so he's got the Combat Patrol, Custodes. Oh, there's 3 parts for this. 8, 9, and 10. It's 9, 8, and 10 over here. Yep, okay. And so he's wanting to build on his 1,000 Suns. At some point, I would like to do a big game, a big battle report with all the models from one of my armies. Necrons or Tyranids, probably. Custodes jump troops. Yeah, their rules are ridiculous. They hit so damn hard. Yeah, calculated. I built have over 3,000 points for my well, I definitely know I have over 3,000 points for my Necrons built. I think I have a little over 4,000 for them. And that's just built. I still have stuff in boxes. I still have 24 of the older Necron warriors to build that have the green rods. I still have the updated build of the plastic flayed ones to build. I have another 3 destroyers, the locust destroyers to build. I still have Scorpec destroyers to build, another Scorpec lord. I have a locust lord to build. Where's my snippers? We're gonna snip that. They're like, yeah, the Custodes are. I mean, to be fair, in the lore, 1 Custodes is worth 10 Space Marines, and 1 Space Marine is worth 10 Guardsmen. So 1 Custodes is worth 100 Guardsmen. Typically. There we go. I was thinking I might have had this done potentially before noon. It's looking like that's not going to happen, surprisingly. It's actually taking longer than I expected. And I'm tired, but that's also because I was up past 1 o'clock this morning. Despite being in bed by before 12, I was in bed by like 11:45 last night, or 11:50. But I stayed up and watched a couple episodes of Doctor Who last night, so that's my fault. When a valiant space marine can take on 100 men, imagine what a prestigious Custodes can do. Yeah. Yeah. The guys who release demons inside the palace so they can hunt it down. Just for fun, just for training, just for sport. Inside the damn palace. and what is it? Anytime it's usually a single custodes, I think, is sent. But anytime any custodes are sent to any conflict, it is already written in the books. Once they find out that they are being sent, it is written down as a victory already. Like, they go into the books and jot it down as a victory, because it is heretical to say otherwise, or to even doubt that they will succeed. Magnus did. Regime, what? After what Magnus did? Huh? Magnus did nothing wrong. He tried to warn his father. The Emperor screwed him over, because he tried to warn everyone about what was happening, what was coming, thus accidentally opening the warp. And then he was turned on. And then, after his sons, the 1,000 sons, his army, his sons were turned into what they are now, just dust and armor, the Emperor came to him and offered him a new legion. Offered him the better legion, the best legion that was being made. And I think it was the Custodes. I think the Emperor was going to give Magnus the Custodes as his new chapter. And Magnus refused to abandon his sons, because he was like, what father would I be if I were to abandon my sons in their most dire time of need? So, irritate the Immaterium. Ooh. Rain and thunder. The thunder rolls. Thunder rolls. And the lightning strikes. Another love rose grow on a sleepless night. I could be using the hobby knife, would be a little easier, but I'm doing this. Let's keep it going. Take the Emperor's place. Yeah. Okay. So where's the next song playing? Just had a long break. But yeah. And Naz, that's why Naz loves the 1,000 Sons. He was like, Magnus did nothing wrong. And I was like, yeah. The more you learn, it's like, the more you see. Magnus did nothing wrong. And he stayed with his sons out of loyalty. Because he cared for his sons. And yeah, the funny thing is, like I was talking about earlier when Jackals, Naz was talking, because we were talking about the crusade that we're running now, we're trying to, that I was trying to debate what army I wanted to use, and he was like, just don't use your Death Guard. I was like, nah, I don't have enough of them for a crusade that I would enjoy. But he was like, you know what, you've got Death Guard and Emperor's Children. I've got 1,000 Sons now. Maybe I should get the World Eaters, so that way we both have two factions of the named of the big Demon Primarch armies. I was like, go for it. Like killing a demon as a practice, an intimidating tactic. Comes to infinite beings that don't actually die, summoning them in the place you are protecting seems kind of counterproductive when there's something, or an artificial palace in space. So The reason it's done in the palace is because the custodians that are in the palace do not leave the palace. They are tasked to be in the palace until the day they die. So, and plus you have, like, the Emperor's throne room is locked away behind some other doors that are guarded by more custodians. But they will swap shifts so that the custodians can practice and train. So hunting demons in the palace is their training, because that is the best training they can have. So I believe like that. Yes. Yeah. Work. I'm looking for my network work. That's backwards. Okay. Ah, that's how it's done. Lost. Fight in. Terra does not stain further by demons. Well, it's only in the palace. Nobody sees it. They'll hear it. Like, what the hell is that? Demons. In the palace? Oh, don't worry. The custodians are hunting them. They're training. Sorry, the what? But, I mean, that tells you something.
Love was nearly lost until pizza.
I don't think so. Pizza sounds good, though. But that tells you something. That if you are allowed to summon demons into the palace itself and allowed to go on about hunting them yourself, confidence, without any worry from people being like, we can't do that. That tells you how good you are. People walking around, what the hell is that? Oh, it's a demon. Demon? Shouldn't we do something? Oh, no, the custodians are training. They're hunting it. Sorry, what? Yeah, they're hunting it. Okay. Ding, 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 ding. A little bit onto these. There we go. Try not to jab myself. It is much worse than others seeing this ritual. Oh, that's the thing. People don't see it. It's done behind locked doors in the palace that's not occupied by people. They make sure that it is cleared before they do that. Oh, I still missed a thing. Okay, so let's get some glue up in here. Up in here. Ooh. Uh-huh. Careful now. Oh, this reminds me of the Highlander. Speaking of Highlander and Warhammer, I'm excited for Henry Cavill's projects on Prime, because he's got the Warhammer project. He's also going to be involved with the Voltron project. And I think he's supposed to be involved with the Highlander project that's coming out. Tactical, actual Chaos God marking their eye on Terra. Well, I don't know the full details, but so far, they've had no issue. Alright. So what I am going to do is I'm going to just move on to I'll finish off this one sprue. So that way we can at least see one of everything. And then I can just do the rest of the one sprue. So what's left on the one sprue is the shard spewer growth that I just did here. And then we have the spore vent, the capillary root, and then the underbrood mound, which is, let me move this can. So these bits here are what's left. This and all. So these four are what's left on the other sprue. I just did this one. I will go ahead and do the last three on this one, and then I'll end the stream. Just that way I have time to eat and get the potential maps I'll need for today's D&D session done, because I play on Roll20 with this group because they're online. I need to make sure I have enough time to get stuff done, and I want you guys to see everything that's on these sprues being put together at least. So we'll just do it this way. It'll get things done faster. In reality, I could have just done that from the beginning. So that way I could have actually been done before noon and be eating. But I enjoy being here. I enjoy the chatting, the darned and downside. I lose track of time easily when I'm streaming here, which is why streaming on Sundays is very dangerous for me, because I don't want to go too long and all of a sudden not have time to eat before D&D and then have to eat during D&D. But what's worse is I'm the DM for the next undetermined few to several months. So I'm not going to really be able to do that. And it doesn't help that the whole campaign is homebrew. I still got to print out my my notes that I wrote or typed up with NPC names and guild names and all that. They add an E at the end of corn. I'm not sure. I thought it had that during 8th edition. And so that comes from the Fantasy Fight RPG. You can have their focus set on yours because you are one of their favorite tools. Ah. Interesting. That's something else. Naz and I actually have the Warhammer Fantasy RPG book, and we've actually been looking at trying to do a game together. And then we've also been talking about trying to get the 40K one as well. Problem is we don't have enough people in person to have one that would be interested. Saw you message. Give me 1 second. Why do I suddenly want to watch Puppet Master? Such an odd one to pop up. Puppet Master and Wishmaster. Make your wishes. Bad thing if you are a loyalist, that the gods have an opening to mark Terra. Ah. They are protected by the Emperor's holy light, the Golden Throne, the God Emperor, the Emperor of mankind, shall protect holy Terra.
We've got about 50 million.
You got about $50 million and you're gonna give me 2? Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. I tell you what, if I had $2 million, only people who would know would be my parents, my aunt, and my bank.
and then maybe some of my closest friends. You wouldn't be able to tell by the way by looking at my house from the outside. So only those who I have inside would know. Because I would have a 2-story house, ground floor, basement. I have a decent sized ground floor, but then the basement would be bigger. I'd have a room dedicated to tabletop gaming. I would have a room dedicated to just movies, so I'd have a movie theater. I'd have a room dedicated to video games and my PC. Then I'd have a room dedicated to just my books, my novels that I read. And then I'd have a nice fire pit in the backyard. I'd have a decent size land. And then I'd have a pool.
Help with that. I'm a seasoned veteran with fantasy fighting, pen and paper role-playing games. Watch Rogue Trader, Black Crusader, and Only War. I have some knowledge of the expansions. They're all compatible together.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, we still have so much. Like, we started a Vampire the Masquerade campaign that didn't go anywhere, sadly. We started working on Mutants and Masterminds. I have the Alien tabletop RPG, The Walking Dead. What else do I have? Oh no, a glue bubble. Never seen that before. What else do I have the Star Wars RPG. I actually have what is it? Force and Destiny.
Yeah, I'm playing on Roll20. The fantasy version is compatible with the 40k variant. So.
Nice. Ah, that's right. There was glue there, so don't get that on my finger, which will then put around. The hell is? The hell's? Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna do this. Let glue seep in from the inside. Uh-huh. That fixed it. That is the spore vent done. Getting notifications on my phone. Neebs Gaming. Okay. Next up is the capillary root. So hopefully I can get this done by like 12:30-ish. I should be able to, because this thing doesn't need gluing. It just needs being taken off the sprue and cleaned up. Headphone back on. Do 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 do. Speaking of which, Warhammer, have you tried Kill Team yet? Have you played 40k Kill Team? Because I've been looking at wanting to try it out. Granted, I have the Kill Team Typhon box set. I also have the Kill Team Pariah Nexus box set. And then I have one more that came out for boarding actions. That came with the Kroot.
I didn't call you Warhammer.
So, have you played Warhammer 40k Kill Team? Try to be careful with that, so I don't ruin the detail. It's all these sharp edges that are just jabbing my poor thumb. And we've got a mold line right here on the edges.
Warhammer mistress.
You own the books? Okay. Yeah, I need to get the current Kill Team starter box set, so that way I can finish off my those alt sculpt Plague Marines. So I'm running my, I want to run my Plague Marines in units of 7. I have 2 of the heroes boxes of the Death Guard, or the models. So those are in the Kill Team box set, as well as the rest of them, and I want them, and luckily I have enough Death Guard stuff that I'd be able to kit bash the 2 duplicates I have to look different and still look right.
Shadow War Armageddon? I have not.
I have not. Let's do this. There we go. It was better. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot out there that I want to check out and I want to try. Probably should have used the hobby knife for that part, 'cause that really hurt. Sheesh, yeah, if I didn't have my hair held back by my headphones, you'd have hair all up in the camera blocking this thing.
It was better. Did you know Slanesh and Nurgle bless the same number? Nurgle is 7, Slanesh is 6, but Slanesh also likes 2s and 3s. Nurgle loves the number 3. Oh! Yeah, I knew about 6s for Slanesh and 7 for Nurgle. I didn't know about the 2s and 3s, though.
But then again, that makes sense. The 3s, because for Nurgle, the Death Shroud Terminators can be fielded in a minimum of 3, and for Slanesh, the Flawless Blades can be fielded in a minimum of 3, maximum of 6, and the Noise Marines can only be fielded in a unit of 6, which was interesting. Was surprised that the Noise Marines can't be fielded in units of 3 or 6.
Yeah. Yeah, that does make sense. As a symbol of Nurgle, yeah, because he's got the 3 rings. And the spikes coming off him. That's right. Yeah. Sheesh.
You are right. Goodness. I never thought about that. And I do know, what was it,
8 is the number for corn, right? There's a Triox.
Did I already do this one? Yes, I did.
Is a minimalist.
Which is surprised, since it's the god of excess. Mm. Ah, so you do push into there. Get some glue into that then. Right. Stop. No misbehaving. There you go. Ada Zinch. Ah, okay, that's what it was. Ada Zinch. You're right. Changed. She is about stealth, lying, convincing. She depends on crits, being light on the heart. Really? I thought Sinesh was of excess. But then again, that's Fulgrim. Perfection and excess. But yeah, I thought excess was a Sinesh thing. But I'm still new to Sinesh. I'm an adept with Nurgle. Adept at best. Because granted, my first and main army is Necrons. I'm a Necron head. I'm a Necron head. Pharaoh. Let's get some glue into this. There we go. Excess makes them fragile. Oh, this right here that I'm working on? Oh, the egg sac. This. Yeah, this is the capillary root. These I'm definitely excited to have done because these might get used for D&D, but also I want to do a Tyranid Crusade, and these would be perfect. For the Necron Crusade I'm running, I have their terrain thing, which reminds me, I don't think these have rules for them. I have to look. They might. I know a bunch of people were asking before these came out, like, will the terrain set have rules for 40k? Okay. You know what? I'm gonna use the knife. Fragile and unafflicted. Oh. Ooh. There we go. There we go. Make sure. Okay, make sure. Might be a stretch, but they revel in pain and enjoy mostly every sentiment, meaning they can literally, in certain circumstances, like combat drugs or well, yeah, they know that they have those. I mean, was it the Lucian's yeah, Lucius and the Flawless Blades have those adrenal things, those vials on their backs, on their packs, pumping stuff into them. They are the Cenobites of the 40k universe. I have such sights to show you. You opened it. I came. The box.
Things like that for sure. Does he enjoy pain? He exhilarates in combat. There is very little for death.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the guy never really dies. Because when he dies, if the person who killed him ever feels any pride in it whatsoever, they become him. And then they become a part of his armor. So he dies, but then he comes back. By someone else becoming him. I wonder, has it if a Custodes has ever gone against Lucius? Because if not, how do you think that would bode for them? Like, would they be proud to have done it, or would they be like, I have done my duty, and then go on, and then Lucius never come back? Because I think I know that a chaplain had killed him before, and then the chaplain became him. Alright, I got all this plastic dust, but that is everything. Now, of course, like I said, I still have this, and this. These four still on this sprue, but these are here because I do want to have some time to eat lunch and get my maps and everything ready for D&D. But I wanted to make sure you guys got to see everything that is on here. Again, this can be placed on here. It's about just finding the spot. There we go. Can be sit on like that. That is that. All the people that became him are paint for his armor. Yeah, exactly. Shrieking for eternity. There's one person that was pure of heart, and they banished him by dying. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he is back, so. No, guys, I am as real as they come. But all right. That is the terrain. Again, I still have the one sprue, but let's bring this up here to my glorious face. I need to shave my sides. I've been letting it grow for too long. It's been, oh goodness, I think it's been like 2.5, maybe 3 weeks since I shaved my sides down to bald. Yeah, I need to shave them. I've got my T-zone is so damn dry. But that is the terrain from the Kill Team Typhon box set. I hope you all enjoyed this. Again, you can, oh gosh, there we go. You can attach the chimney to that, or not, but you can glue it if you want to. I'm not, because
it can also function as its own separate piece. But yeah, that is that. Like I said, I was thinking about trying to film putting the Raveners together this week and have that uploaded for next Sunday, but this Thursday is going to be my 3-year anniversary, and I have over 400 subs. I think I have 440 or 441 subscribers as of right now, which is amazing. That is one thing I've been so happy with, is this channel. Every anniversary, I have had 100 more than the numbers. So my 1-year anniversary, I had almost 200 subs. My 2-year anniversary, I had over 300. My 3-year anniversary coming up, I have over 400. I'm almost halfway to 500. Well, I'm almost 50 away. So I'm 60 away roughly from 500. But yeah, so that's awesome. Thank you guys so much, everyone in the community, for helping me grow this channel as much as I have. Just for uploading normally once a week. Y'all have helped me grow so much. And I've been given so many opportunities that I never thought I would have. So I'm looking forward to what more the future has for us. I've been recognized by companies that I didn't even know thought I existed, like Cobalt Press even gave me a shout out earlier this year, I think it was, if not later last year, on Twitter or X, when someone was like, are there any people, any content creators that are people of color for D&D and all this stuff? And 2 people recommended me. One of them was the official Kobold Press Twitter/X account. They actually were like, Mocha Bear Hobby Den, he actually does pretty cool stuff. I was like, oh. So yeah, I'm excited to see what we have in the future. But again, I will be building the Raveners here on stream next Sunday, same time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I will work on those till at the latest 12:30, maybe 1 o'clock. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. But they're definitely going to take some time. There's 5 of them. And they have a lot of pieces, a lot of small pieces. So I'll try to get them done on camera, on stream, and see how that goes. But again, my mustache is all out of whack. But thank you again so much for all that you guys have done, all the support you all have given me. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here so I can go eat. Please give me a follow over on my social media. I have not been uploading normally like I am supposed to. I'm hoping to get back into that soon. It's just finding the energy and the mental bandwidth to do it. But if you enjoyed what you saw here, please give this a like. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. Then hit the bell icon. Set notifications to all get notified when I upload videos and do live streams. Again, next Sunday, join me for another live stream starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I will be building the Kill Team Raveners from the Typhon box set. And I will be building them the Kill Team style. Also, please comment down below if you did or did not enjoy this, why or why not. I'd love to hear from you. Then please lastly, share this video, bring awareness to my channel, help me continue to grow. Gonna go ahead and end it there. So please, as always, take care of yourselves. And until next time, hobby on.